Alrighty, I'm back with the third and final installment of the March start to finish card video series. And this is our little Country Lula that I colored up in the last two videos, and I've just fussy cut her out. Have her all ready to go for the card. And the colors that I was coloring her up were pulled to match this little Doodlebug. It's their new Hello Spring paper line. And there were a lot of cute choices of paper. And I kind of settled on this, a solid green, this yellow that's kind of a solid without being a solid. It's got a little honeycomb pattern to it. I really like the jelly beans, but, oh, and I'm going to use the stripe. When I decided, I settled on this super cute little floral pattern. The jelly beans just competed way too much, both in color and then in print and busyness. So it was one or the other, and I really wanted to go with the flowers for this one. So that's why I'm using the yellow, that side. I also, you'll notice, this is actually from the 12 by 12 sheet from the same line, because the 6 by 6 is much smaller. And I just wanted these flowers to have more of a presence and to be a little bit more to scale with little Lula. So that's why I went with the print that's from the 12 by 12 page. And I also used this little bunny paper from the 12 by 12. And you would say, oh, it's pretty busy and it would compete too, and it's very true, but all I did is I just fussy cut one of the little bunnies out from it. And we're actually going to use that in her hand down here, and it creates a nice little stuffed bunny for Lula to be carrying around, and I thought that was really fun. So that's just one of the advantages. I love 6 by 6. I'm so glad that Doodlebug is doing 6 by 6 now, especially for us card makers. But sometimes, because there's the bunny paper, and see, it's just so tiny scale-wise, which it works for a lot of things. But if I want to use it more as an accent, a sheet of the 12 by 12 works really great too. So, okay, all that's out of the way. Kind of explained my thinking for how I pick these papers out. So now I'm going to get this ready to go. We're going to kind of move everything out of the way. Okay, so I have a 5.5 by 5.5 square card base that I'm going to be working on. And I'm going to start by just giving myself a mark. Try not to move the camera too much as I go. And then I'm also going to go to about here, I think. And it's just kind of, you know, I very much eyeball things. I'm not a super measure it up, cut it out kind of thing. It's I'm good with just kind of seeing where it lands. So I have that. That's going to go back there, and I am going to use my trusty little creamy brown from Colorbox. I'm going to edge that, especially with, there's so much white in this print, and because I'm on a white background, I want to give it a little bit of definition to separate it from that white cardstock in the back. Okay, and now I'm also going to give this piece of paper, I want it to look like it's stitched, but I am too lazy to clean off my desk enough to pull out the sewing machine. So I have these, they're rub-ons that look like stitching. They're from this old Creative Cafe swatch book. And I use these things so much. I love them. And they just, I'm just going to rub them on before I even glue this to the card base, just to get that on there. And I chose the blue. They come in a couple different colors to go with kind of the blue in the print with the flowers, the little there. So I thought it worked out nicely. And just getting those on there. Nothing against machine stitching. If I planned ahead enough, I love the look, but most of the time I'm just kind of winging it. So rub-ons work well for me. And I'm going to use this little piece. And we're just going to go around. The corner here. Come on, little rub-on. Get that on. Cut this all out. Line it up. Just rub it on. I don't know, I just thought a little bit of stitching would make this look a little, homespun, country cute kind of look, which would go with Lula really well. So that's why I decided to take the time and do this little bit of detailing. Okay. Very nice. One last little border. I'll use up this little piece. And work our way down. Okay. And just cut it there. Okay. And that will be all we need of the rub-ons, because we're not going to go crazy with them. Just a touch. Okay. And with that, it's done. Okay. Cool little stitched outline on there. Make sure I'm all in focus still. Okay. So now we're just going to start gluing this all together. Just going to get some adhesive on here. I'm just going to have even wells of space, top, left, and right on this. Okay. Now I'm going to use my solid green down here. I'm going to give myself a mark. Cut that. And this is from the little 6x6 sheet, so it was already easy to work with this little cutter. And then I'm just going to cut it down to the 5.5. It's going to go all the way from one edge of the card to the other. And by having a solid down here, it's going to help kind of ground the design a bit. Okay. I'm just going to really quickly ink the edges. Help get rid of that white core kind of showing. And then also, I like how it kind of pulls all the different prints together. Okay. So now, I'm going to use a little bit more white cardstock. And it is actually going to go in the middle here, cover up some of our flower. I'm going to bring it to about here, I think. And then this looks pretty even here. Cut that down. Okay. Ink this edge. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring a little bit of my stripe in. And I want it here. I'm going to cut this. Oops. Cute little birds on the back side of that, but it'll have to wait for another card because, again, pretty busy. If I tried to use everything that I loved all on one card. And then I'm just going to cut it to the same width as the white panel here. If I can line that up. Find my mark. Give it a cut. Nice. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue on my white so it's not floating around the desk. Oh, and my little rub-on moved. Before I get any further, let me fix this. Otherwise, it'll constantly be bothering me. There we go. Okay, get this centered there, just so. Looks pretty good to me. Now I'm going to take my stripe, and this is just going to act as a balance with the floral print and all the colors up here. I'm going to put it, a little bit of adhesive on it. And it's going to go along this bottom, and I'm lining it up with the green. Like that. And it just creates a nice little, you know, we've got solid here, and then print here. So it's just kind of a yin and yang, kind of nice balance thing going on. Okay, so now I'm going to take my little honeycomb yellow, and I'm just going to cut a thin little strip of it. Again, just eyeballing it. And it's going to be up here, the same width as that white. Give it a trim. Okay, before I glue that one down though, I'm going to put my sentiment on it. And I'm just using it, it's a really cheap little Studio G dollar stamp that says Happy Easter, Sweetie. And I'm just going to stamp it up with the Memento Tuxedo Black. And with this really cheap acrylic, I just have to barely kiss the paper. Not much pressure at all, otherwise it halos really bad. So let's see how we do. Not bad at all. So we got our sentiment ready to go. Ink that up with our same creamy brown. Okay. And get some adhesive on the back there. And it's going to go right along the top of our white box that I created. If I can get it lined up. There we go. Okay, so I got that ready to go. Nice little home for Lula. I have this Doodlebug Limeade twine. I think I want to add up here. And I'm actually going to yeah, that'll work. Do something a little different. And take this and that. I'm just going to knot it together at one end. And then I'll do the same down here. Let's see where I want that to fall. Not bad. Okay, so I got that ready to go. And, oh, now that I think about it, I probably want to attach it with some staples. Let's see if I can get it in there, sneak it in there. Trim this up a bit. There we go. Okay, so let's see if I can do this. See, this is me not thinking ahead enough and having to kind of work around. But that's okay. So since I have this little Tim Holtz tiny attacher, which I love. I've always been a fan of staples, but before I only had the regular big staple, which worked great on like scrapbook pages and stuff. But I like the scale, the size of these little tiny staples for cards especially. So I don't want them to show up on the inside, so I'm just going to real quick peel up that layer and sneak that in there and give it a squeeze and lay it back down. And then we'll do the same over here. Just got to peel it up. That's why I like this Tombow. It kind of acts like a, it's permanent, but I find that it's kind of like repositional where you have a little bit of leeway time to kind of peel stuff up and play with it before it's really permanently down. Okay. There we go. So that's just kind of a fun, different look for the twine up there, I think. Okay. So now, just going to grab a glue dot, put it back here behind Lula's hand, and get our little bunny friend on there for her to be hanging on to. I imagine she got him in her Easter basket probably. Okay, so now I just need some foam adhesive because I like to pop my little characters off the card a bit. Let's get this back here. Okay. And a little bit behind the bunny too. Can't forget him. And I'll have to cut that a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Just peeling that off. Almost took her with me. And one last one there. Okay. So I've got her ready to go onto the card. She's just going to kind of be over here, hanging out. All that work for that staple back there, and I'm covering it up, see? It's all right, though. Okay, so now it's just time to embellish the card. And I have these fun glitter stickers from the same Doodlebug Easter Parade line. It goes with all the paper. And I'm just going to use, I think I want the grape hyacinth because I love grape hyacinth. And it was a big reason why I really love this paper. And I'm just going to put it down. Let's see, where do I want it? Yeah, down here. Right there. Add the leaves on. And then one more. I think we'll go with the yellow daffodil. So I'm just going to tuck that there and kind of overlap. And get the leaves on it. And it's just a quick, easy way. Get a little bit of sparkle on the card. Add a little bit of interest. And it gives me kind of a grouping. So I've got 3 kind of main focal images on the card there. Now, does it need anything else? You know, I don't know. Got that going there. Got that there. Just seems a little empty down here. I wonder what it would look like if I round those corners. Well, it doesn't hurt to do it. Let's say it. Let's go for it. So I just got my big, wide corner rounder. Do that. Just give it a good push on that side. Okay, now I'm going to have to re-ink the corners. That's better. I like that. Just helps contain it all, I think. And gives it a little bit of interest down there where it was so kind of open. Spacey there. Okay, I am going to call this one done. It's kind of simple, but I like the clean, crisp white for the Easter card, and I think Lula looks really cute on there with all her Doodlebug goodies. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And as I'm wrapping this up, where are we at? 26. Oh God, I got a little bit of time because now I'm looking at it and I want to add a little bit. So never mind my goodbye. We're going to finish this off real quick. I'm going to pull the stitching down. I know I said I was done with that, but I'm going to do it along this green here. And I think that'll help me finally feel like this is a finished card. See, you know, it's fussing and playing with it as I go. No genius process or anything. Just keep adding until I'm happy with it. Okay, that's that there. And then this little bit here. Oh, this is going to be good. And see, this is where if I was trying to do it with the machine, no way could I go back in there once I had this all together. I'd have to tear it all apart. But I love me some rub-ons. Anything that's a quick cheat, I'm good with that. Okay. Yeah, I'm much happier with that. Kind of pulls the top and the bottom together a little bit better. Okay, so now, get the glitter off. Now I'm calling this one done. I hope you enjoyed watching that and the whole little series. And I'll have this card up on my blog, 1000sheetsofpaper.blogspot.com tomorrow, March, I think it's 29th, Thursday. And I will see y'all later. Bye.